of the United States.
I just want to go back to your answer, I think, a little while ago to Leslie. Did you say we're not just imposing sanctions because it's some kind of a fun exercise?
Yes, I did.
You did? What, I mean, are you saying that it is a fun exercise as well as also a punishment for Crimea and for their...
I'm saying that
go
we're not
skipping through the
doing it for the
tulips,
sake of
throwing out
doing it. We
sanctions
think
left
it's
and
an
right?
impactful
Okay.
tool.
But thus far, again, although officials in this building and Treasury and the White House all speak about this damage that is supposedly being done to the Russian economy, it hasn't done anything that you want it to do in terms of de-escalating the situation in Ukraine. Is that correct?
Well, Matt, I think there have been fits and starts of that, and there have been discussions that have taken place at various times through the diplomatic channels between Russia and Ukraine, with the separatists at times. As you know, there was a meeting just yesterday. But obviously, we feel that continuing to put these consequences in place is necessary given the circumstances.
But let's just take a time period of, let's say, the last week. All of the sanctions to date imposed by the United States and Europe and your other allies, the Japanese, the Australians, whoever else, have not made any difference in the Russian tactical or strategic thinking as it relates to Ukraine, according to you, right?
They have had an impact dramatically on the economy.
No.
That's not going away. Obviously, this situation will need to continue to be addressed in the coming days and weeks. So we still feel this is an effective tool and one that we will continue to consider additional actions on.
I don't understand how it's effective if it's not producing the desired result, or not. In fact, the desired result is getting further away from what you've told us.
Because, Matt, the impact on the economy will only grow over the course of time as all of these sanctions are implemented.
Right, but it's now been. I mean, when the first sanctions were imposed was after February, right? Was it March?
On
right after the annexation,
and they have increased.
Right. And since then, instead of withdrawing from Crimea and reversing its annexation of Crimea, and instead of, according to you, withdrawing troops, they put more troops in. They've done more to destabilize eastern Ukraine rather than less, and the Crimea situation is still the same. So I don't understand by what calculus you're saying that the sanctions have been effective. Okay, sure, there might be some damage to the Russian economy right now, but that hasn't done what you want it to do, which is to change the Russian actions. Isn't that not correct?
Our view, Matt, is that
that's a triple negative. Is that correct?
Our view is that the impact on the Russian economy will only continue to increase while we've already seen a dramatic impact on both the capital flights, on the economic growth projections, and we feel that will continue to have, or will have, an increasing impact on the Russian leadership.
But an increasing impact. It doesn't seem to have had any impact at all so far. So an impact may be more. I mean, the capital flights and what you talk about, the growth, negative growth projections, have they yet changed the calculus in Ukraine?
Well,
or change the situation
as I referenced a few minutes ago, there have been fits and starts of discussions, of negotiations.
Yes, but things right now, today, are demonstrably worse than they were a week ago.
They're certainly not where we want them to be, Matt. That's why we will continue to consider additional requests from the Ukrainian government, and while we'll continue to consult with our European counterparts on additional steps we can take.
Just one more question.